This morning we're at a 2010, it's a Vauxhall, and it's a little Corsa. I'll let you see the back. It's the energy model, not that that makes much difference here. So, it's the 1.2, as I said, Corsa. So, the customer's complaint was that the coolant light came on. Let's see. Oh. I'll just point to it. I don't want to cut the scan tool out. So the coolant light started flashing up here. So she was a bit concerned. So I pulled codes using the Veris to open the door here. Oops. So there we go. So our first code is, we've got radiator coolant temperature sensor, circuit high voltage, engine coolant flow insufficient, manifold absolute pressure sensor performance, fuel trim system lean, and cooling fan control circuit 2. So it's not like the coolant fan either, nor is it like the coolant flow. So that's 5 codes, but I just had a quick look at it yesterday when we were mucking about with it, and then the first thing that my friend noticed, and I think we can attack this lean code, was down the back here. We noticed this pipe was hanging off. It's a vacuum pipe, and that controls this rod here that controls the inlet manifold. You know, the opening and shutting of the control flaps and the inlet manifold. So I think that's our system lean code, so we need to tag that. But we also need to look at the coolant system with the very fact it's got these fan codes and insufficient flow. So when I make a discovery, I'll get back to you. In fact, what we can do first, we'll actually look at the data PIDs that we can get on the Veris for this thing. I actually found that the hotel can be a wee bit better. It's more like the factory of the hotel tool. So, let's see, so we'll go back the way, we'll go back again, we'll go data. In fact, what we can do, I shouldn't bother going into data, we'll do the functional test for the fan. So that's what we'll do, we'll go back. So functional test, actuator tests, cooling fan relay 1, so let's activate that. I think that's working. You can hear that, that's working fine. Right, so that's good. So the other code we had was for actual 2, so that's the fan went off. Back. That's it completed. So we'll fan 2 and we'll start that. So that's actuated it. Nothing. So indeed, we've got problems with our control circuit 2, so we need to attack that one first. So we'll look at that and I'll get back to you. Cheers. What we decided to do, we decided to attack that cooling relay fan 2 first. So we went to the fuse box, and you can see these 2 fuses there, 8 and 9, control the fan. So this is the fan high speed. So when I went there, I don't know what we've done with the fuse. You got the fuse there, Roddy? Yeah, that fuse was blowing. So I think you can see it here. So that's fuse. So we want to find out the reason. Well, we'll maybe try and find out the reason why the fuse was blown. So what I've done, I've put my jumper wire in there. Now I know the purists are going to kill me because I've not got a fuse in it, but I've still never got around to making it up. So what we're going to do is bi-directionally control it through the scan tool, and we'll check the amperage draw with this little Unity T meter here. So I think 20 amps would do the job here. So we'll just put the. Is that how we do it again, Roddy?
No.
You want to hit it there, man? So I'll go back to the scan tool, we'll hit start. We're away, so what we pull in? Well, we're on AC. We go to DC. I hit that. There we go, good for you. 12 amps, we'll do it again. By the way, this is a brilliant wee amps clamp. What did you pay for it? £20?
£20,
£20, but well worth it. So we'll try that again. I'll go back to the scan tool, start. That's the fan on. You can see there we're pulling 13 amp, 12, 13 amps. So, and that's a 30 amp fuse that's protecting that circuit. So we can't see anything up with that at this point, and the fan is working. So we took it a road test, sorry, and you can see there the radiator coolant temperature sensor was going between -40, so that's an open circuit, and there it's away again. So that is different from the coolant temp sensor. So you can see it's working fine, but it's this radiator coolant temp sensor we need to locate. So let the fan on, Roddy.
Aye, fan's on.
So we're looking down the back there. I think that may be it down there, so what we're going to do is bridge it out and see what code we get to come back. Right, so we've got to the source of our trouble there. A wee check at the wire. Roddy, would you point to it? I'll just bring the... There we go. It's difficult to see, but there's an open circuit in the wiring, so a broken wire there, so I don't know what caused that, so we'll need to repair that. Then we road test that, so I think that's a good one for a Friday morning. So hope that helps someone out there. Ah, there we go. I wonder, has it been rubbing against something? It looks like it takes a funny turn up there.
Does he?
Up there, it looks like it takes a funny turn, so we'll go and connect that back together and we'll let you see how we get on. But that was the reason we were getting -40 on the scan tool. Cheers! So we patched up the wire, we'll sort it better later on, so we'll do both sides. But what we done was we plugged, you want to put the engine off, Roddy. Here's my way. That's better. Peace is lovely. Anyway, so we patched up this wiring. So we plugged it back into the radiator thing down at the bottom there, the sensor. And when we done it, on the scan tool, it was reading under that PID -40. So Roddy, just actually disconnect that, man. So Roddy will just disconnect that and he'll... Oh, look, this guy, is the key still on? Oh dear, this is what happens. So there you go. Even the coolant temps, he's went -40 as well. Oh dear, it's all got to pop. Let's go back. Look at our codes. So we agree with that one. So we'll go return to main menu, we'll go data. Let's see if it comes back with these two PIDs. There we go. So the coolant temp sensor is reading right. We reckon that resides in here, we think. Aye, definitely that's where it is, Roddy. Right. And another one is -40. So this is this one here. This is the radiator coolant temperature. That's -40. So Roddy says to me, oh, it's a wee again. We plugged it back in and it still was -40. So we checked for 5 volts and the ground and they were good. So we back probed it and front probed it, but they were all good, 5 volts and 0 volts. And when we plugged it back in, it still was -40. So my pal Roddy here had, there's the benefit of keeping all sensors, he had one there, so we just plugged it in. You want to plug it in, Roddy? And as he plugs it in, we'll watch the scan tool, we'll graph it. There we go, go for it, my man. So as he plugged that sensor in, voila, 68. So we need a sensor, as well as the wire being kaput, we need a sensor for the bottom of the radiator too. So that was a tripler. So we needed a fuse and the wiring and the sensor. Anyway, I hope that benefits someone. Cheers! So I said to you at the beginning there was a vacuum leak. So there was a hose that we found and it had a wee bit broken in it. So we were actually saying, where does this connect? So this actually goes on to there and it controls the inlet manifold. And you can see here the little bit, that vacuum thing has broken off of there. So that's the source of that problem. Back again at our favourite car, little Vauxhall Corsa. So our fuel trims on this thing, sorry I can't show you, but we've spent that long, we're getting fed up with the thing now. So our fuel trims on this were terrible. It said fuel system lean. So I just kept watching the short term and what I done, it was pegged rich. It was pegged at plus 32. So I went down the back here, and you know these evap, these are called evap valves, and that takes fumes in along this line from the petrol tank, from the fuel tank, comes in there and gets ported through this valve. Now, believe me, you can blow through that with your mouth. So that actually should be shut, and it's currently open. So we need one of these. What a paste! So that's a little Vauxhall Corsa. Cheers. Hello again, everybody. So I think I told you a good few videos ago about my cheap coolant pressure tester. So there it's here. So you regulate the pressure into it using this thing. The only thing is, when you shut off the valve, the pressure gauge at this side does not register. So what we've done, we adapted it. I've used this fuel pressure tester, and we've got that so you can read. We're just reading 16, 17 psi. So we've teed that in, so you come in through the regulator, then you can shut off that valve so it's reading into the top of the coolant bottle. So we can just leave that there lying overnight and watch for a drop to see if we have any coolant leaks. We're just testing this wee car again, so I thought that was a great idea for the use of a fuel pressure tester, because I hardly ever use a thing, so we've adapted it to do that. So that was £10, but I bought that about 25 years ago. It was £300, so at least I'm using it. Cheers.